Hey friends, it's Amy Mosher Berry. It is really hot outside, so I'm rocking. And I think this is from the early 2000s. I have a sparkly tank top on. I'm pretty excited about, and I am here to just say a little something about what's happening in this very busy month of June with my company Visions Internships. And today's feature presentation is going to be a little more detail about what is happening in Worcester on Friday, June 20th. It is our second annual Career and Leadership Conference for purpose-driven young professionals. If you know young people between, say, 18 and 29-ish that are looking to get a career boost, level up, it is going to be a life-altering experience. I'm excited to talk a bit about that. I'm going to share screen here in a few moments. But before I do that, I do want to just mention a couple, actually three other things that are happening. So both for young professionals as well as organizational leaders, AKA my friends, my colleagues, guys. If you're in Central Massachusetts, please join me tomorrow. It's already the first Friday of the month for First Friday Coffee with Amy. It's here in Westboro at Coffee and Pie, just before you get to Lowe's, heading Route 9 East. So please join me again. That's tomorrow, June 6th, for the First Friday Coffee with Amy, and I am hanging out there between 2 and 4 o'clock. That's PM Eastern Standard Time. And the first three coffees are on me. So I'm feeling like people might be going for maybe an iced coffee tomorrow. I heard that it might be cloudy. It might even rain again. I shouldn't even say those words, but here we are. I hope you are doing well. I would love to hear about what's going on for you. So in addition to tomorrow's First Friday Coffee with Amy, again, that's at Coffee and Pie in Westboro between 2 and 4 o'clock. 2 and 4 o'clock. And then I'm going to be heading after that. I'm going to be going to my daughter's having a dance rehearsal, and her big recital is on Saturday. So it is definitely a busy week going on, you guys. What are you doing in this heat? Was it just me, or did we go from like 45 degrees Fahrenheit to like 89? I think actually we broke 90. And another kind of cool thing that's happened is we have these little seedlings in these little pots in our side porch, and I really wish I could have just like watched them sprout and grow, you guys. It was a green bean pea, like a green bean plant, and it went from about this big to this big in less than a day. So I almost felt like if I could sit there and watch it, I could have seen the growth. Have any of you guys actually seen a plant grow, like sitting watching the plant or flower grow? Maybe that was a COVID era activity, I'm not sure. But for those of you guys in my personal network, thank you very much for your support the last couple of weeks. Some of you know I've been dealing with a crazy shoulder injury. I am finally going to see the doctor tomorrow, so hopefully I can figure out what that is all about. But with that said, I wanted to mention a few other things happening. So again, if you're around Westboro area tomorrow, Coffee with Pie, Coffee with Amy at Coffee and Pie. That's Westboro tomorrow, June 6th from 2 to 4. Another couple things happening specifically for young people before I talk about the big thing that's happening for young professionals this month. So let's see, next Friday the 13th, actually. So that is Good Luck Day. On Friday the 13th, that's next week, we are going to do, in this sort of like, for now, I'm shifting up a lot about how I'm delivering free programming and programming in general for young people. So we've been doing a couple of things once a month that I'm going to be offering again this month. And then after our big conference happening on June 20th, a lot of how we're delivering services for young people will be shifting a bit. But for this month, we are going to be having our career mapping tutorial that's going to take place on Zoom. It's next Friday, June 13th, and that's from 2 to 3 o'clock p.m. again Eastern here on Zoom. And basically the career mapping tutorial is to help young people really see where they're at and where they want to be, and identify both blocks and next steps to help get them unstuck. So that's a little bit more of a sort of, mid-longer term sort of career support. The following week on Wednesday, June 18th, we have a program that I've been running for a number of, I think, years now. On the third Wednesday of the month, we do something called the GUS Bus. It stands for Get Support Before You Submit. So if you or someone you know is looking to get some help with your resume, cover letter, LinkedIn, any sort of like job search question or source of stress, you can jump on live. It's next, it's Wednesday, June 18th, and that is from 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern as well on Zoom. So you can think about that. This month, these are free programs, guys. So I'm just here to help our young people navigate an inevitably uncertain future. And on that note, I really want to talk about the Big thing that's coming up this month for young people. So just once a year, we run an annual Career and Leadership Conference, or the CLC, for purpose-driven young professionals. And this year, I'm happy to mention it's going to be happening in the Woo in downtown Worcester at the White Room on Friday, June 20th. We're going to be gathering all day from 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. It is a jam-packed day, you guys. We've got like 18 speakers coming. We've got a lot of young professionals who have both helped to actually plan, and they're also going to be co-facilitating this event. So the idea of having young people help plan and run an event for their age group is very exciting to me. So again, if you know young people between 18 and 29, please have them consider coming. We do have a limited number of seats. We're keeping it to, about 75 to no more than 100 people in the space on Friday, June 20th. And it's just, if you haven't been to the White Room, shout out to Louise and Birgit. You guys do such a great job there. It's going to be such a cool spot to have young people gathering for this impactful event. If you haven't been to the White Room, some of you may know it's an awesome local, even wedding venue, banquets, a lot of different gatherings and even meetings happen there. So thank you for welcoming us to your space. We're very excited to have our big event at your space. Louis, thank you for working with us, our team. And you guys, it's so awesome. It's like, just beautiful natural lighting. We've got plants and hammocks. I mean, who wouldn't want to learn and grow in a space like that? So I wanted to share my screen. So let's see what we can do here. Going to present my screen, and you guys let me know. You can always put in the comments. Are you guys seeing that? It should say detailed program for the 2025 Career and Leadership Conference for purpose-driven young professionals. So let me kind of go through, you guys, what is happening here. So we do have a registration link if you want to grab this. It's CLC, that's Career and Leadership Conference, so clc.visionsinternships.co for the conference. Some of you may know me. That's me. My welcome message is that this is a life-changing event and really acknowledging our young people that are taking action in the direction of their goals and dreams. And I believe, I think we've probably talked about this if you know me, but I truly believe that one of our greatest sources of untapped human potential is our young people. So it really is, I feel young people are often misunderstood, perhaps underappreciated, sort of less than seen. There's often a disconnect between today's employers and young people. So really encouraging young people to know how much of a difference that they make, and that the world needs their best selves. All of our best selves, right? This is a quick at-a-glance conference agenda. You guys may have seen this floating around social media. So we're going to be having the young people check in at 8:30 promptly. So we're going to be meet, greet, and eat. Of course, we've got to eat, right? I'm channeling my mother. We're going to be having, coffee and tea and bagels, fruit, that kind of thing for a nice breakfast. And then we'll be having some opening remarks, introductions, icebreakers that will be co-facilitated by some of the young people on our committee. The morning keynote speaker is a woman named Nancy Cantor, who is going to be doing a great session on becoming your own Chief Dream Officer, or CDO, how to create a life you love. Now, notice I didn't say career per se. Career is part of your life, but there's that bigger life at play that I know young people are so excited to create a life and a future that's really worth living into, that inspires them. So the full conference workshop will be led by an amazing woman named Susan DiClemente. So big shout out to Susan. She's actually my CLC co-coordinator, and she's going to be running a workshop on identifying and really leveraging your actionable core values, right? If we don't know where we stand, we can fall for anything. Lunch featuring Taco Burrow. So if you don't know, my amazing guy, Ramon, shout out to Ramon and the team at Taco Burrow. They're going to be delivering their delicious tacos and quesadillas for our lunch special at the conference, June 20th. I'm going to be moderating a panel on effective networking, so insights and best practices, with 3 incredible speakers, and I'll scroll through this so you know who's who. We're going to be running 4 simultaneous breakout sessions for our young people on topics such as anxiety and resilience, leadership at every level. How do you get leadership and management experience when you're not yet in those roles? We're looking at zigzag career strategies and in-demand skills ranging from project management to AI. The afternoon keynote is just, honestly, guys, by itself, this is going to be a kitchen table name. This Decision Me is a web development company. It's a software as a service. It's an app solution to help people make decisions with greater confidence. So excited to make that available to our young people. They're going to have access day of and actually 30 days after the conference to really identify important decisions and key decision-making criteria. They're going to be aided in making that important decision with a backup report. So this is an incredible app that is just about to be released on the market. So it's so exciting. Thank you so much to Glenn, Michelle, and the team at Decision Me, also for being one of our early sponsors and really helping to lead this effort. We're going to have some takeaways. If you know me, if you've been in my classrooms or programs before, you know that we must reflect. That's one of my favorite concepts. We're going to reflect. We're going to identify some next steps. And then I really want to encourage anybody of all ages, if you yourself are around Worcester, Massachusetts on Friday, June 20th. By the way, it is the first day of summer. It is the longest day of the year. It's going to be an amazing time to have a networking social. And that networking social will actually be upstairs. So we're going to be leaving the White Room and heading up to another local business called Birch Tree Bread Company. And we're going to have summer mocktails and this is appetizers, not an application like software. But appetizers. We'll have a really nice sort of mingle, meet, greet. We're going to actually be helping young people practice their in-person networking skills, which I am so thrilled about this. So this is like a simulated but real world event and helping them interact. So if you're a human of any age that supports young people building up their confidence and skills, please help us practice together in a safe and comfortable environment at the Birch Tree. But definitely let us know if you're thinking of stopping by there so you have what you need about the event. And this is a program, guys, I can put it, I know we have this floating around social media now, but this is a 31-page PDF document with a lot more detail about the different speakers. So that's Nancy Cantor. This is more information about Susan, who's running the workshop on identifying your actionable core values. That is so, so important. This is more on the lunch break with Taco Burrow food truck based out of Westboro. And we have an afternoon panel. So this is really great, you guys. Of course, this is one of the areas I'm most passionate about, training and empowering young people, making sure that people feel like they're not alone, especially since COVID. A lot of people of all ages have struggled with the mere thought of networking. So we're going to be really taking a deep dive with our panelists. And again, this is the panel I'm going to be moderating after lunch. Very excited to be working with James Goldsberry. He is an incredible leader and entrepreneur. He is the founder of Next Up to Lead, training emerging managers. So I love what you're up to. James, thank you so much for being on our afternoon panel. Many of you in my network also know Migalina, who is amazing. I met her first when she was directing E4All Greater Worcester, and now some of you may know she's doing a lot of incredible work training clients, working actually with Adriana of Culture Redesigned. And Adriana, congratulations for your new book on culture. I can't wait to read that. We also have my new friend and colleague, Stina, who's coming up from Florida. I met her a couple months ago when I was presenting in New York. So Stina, thank you so much for coming up and sharing the work that you do at Keymaker Services, Inc. She's also a founder and entrepreneur, and she really focuses in on helping young people and people of all ages with executive functioning skills. She is someone you don't want to miss. So I'm just so thrilled that you're coming up for the big day. That's a little bit more about me. We'll scroll on there. And then this is a little bit more about the breakout sessions that I mentioned. This is Meredith Powers, who longtime Worcester face. Meredith, so happy to have you and Ronnie leading up the panel on helping young people identify sources of anxiety and resilience tools and hurdles, really looking at the specific hurdles and how to jump through them. So Ronnie, excited to meet you in person. It's so funny because I'm like, who have I met in person and who have I not? We've been working on putting together this conference actually since December. So I'm trying to think about, is there anybody there's a few people here that I'm going to be meeting for the very first time myself on Friday, June 20th. So let's keep scrolling down. Rebecca Provencal, really excited to have you on board. She's a certified coach and leadership development expert, lots of years in human resources, communications, partnerships. She also teaches this concept around zigzag career strategies, helping young people navigate inevitable transitions, leveraging your values and purpose. So that's Russ Lyons and Amigalina, who I mentioned before. It's going to be a fantastic session. This is more on Russ. Russ, you've been such a pleasure to work with. Excited to meet you in person. Thank you so much. And I know, I'm going to be acknowledging the planning committee in just a moment, but I mean, I didn't know some of these people until some of the people on my planning committee introduced me. So I'm so grateful for the team, right? Teamwork makes the dream work. We have Denise Aruda, who's actually a professor of one of the young people on the planning committee. So thank you, Ashley, for introducing us to your amazing professor, who is also a full-time practitioner in the field working at Johnson Controls. So that is going to be great to hear you, and love to talk shop on project management. Denise, excited for our talk there. Urvashi, we actually just got a chance. I just got a chance to meet with you, hang out. Let's see, I guess we were on Google Meets with your co-founder. That was really fun to learn what you're doing at PrioriWise. So this is an AI platform that helps small businesses cut through the noise and prioritize their most impactful activities. So we, I think, connected initially on LinkedIn. We looked at each other's info and we're like, oh my gosh, we're like soul sisters. So I actually think not only am I thrilled to have you as a speaker and again, one of our sort of sponsor speakers, but also I'm pretty sure I need the solution that you offer. So I could use some help continuing to prioritize my most important impactful activities as a full-time entrepreneur. And then big shout out to our afternoon keynote and one of our key sponsors. This is Decision Me. So Glenn D. House Sr., he is the founder and CEO of Decision Me. So this is a bit about him. Also want to give a shout out to your marketing lead and co-pilot there, Michelle Tempesta. It's been a pleasure working with you in preparation for this. And basically, Glenn's going to be talking with the young people about how to make decisions with greater confidence and have access to the Decision Me app that's rolling out on the market literally in the coming months. So very, very excited. Thank you again for partnering up with us. And the final part of this is the networking social that I mentioned at the top of my live. So this is going to be happening from 4:30 to 6 o'clock on Friday, June 20th. This is at the end of the conference. So this is part of the conference. It's not after the conference. It's actually a critical part. It's the last segment of the conference itself, going from 4:30 to 6 o'clock. We're going to head upstairs, as I mentioned, to the Birch Street Bread Company, which is an amazing spot if you haven't been there, downtown Worcester. So it's not like we have to, do much other than go upstairs, guys. I think that'll be a nice state change and a little chance to move around. But I do want to invite other friends and colleagues who might be in the Worcester area to join us for this final segment of the CLC, the Career and Leadership Conference, on Friday, June 20th, because it is open to professionals of all ages, as it says here on the screen. And this segment, this particular event, this networking social, has the unique intention of helping young people practice their in-person networking skills. There might even be elbow bump, could be a handshake, eye contact. So practicing in a very supportive environment. And you just never know. Who knows who might end up joining you, right? It's going to be more laid back, but entirely helpful, especially if you're feeling not as confident as you would like with networking, which we know is such an important piece of continuous growth development and, moving on up. So, and this is something I'll sort of skip for right now. I'll share more about this Career and Leadership Network. So it's just something in addition to the conference that we do every year for young professionals. We have a virtual community to support young people between our conferences. And I do want to just give a shout out. My company's values that we came up with years ago are still very relevant. And I'm excited to say that our company values, the acronym is WORK, and it stands for well-being, opportunity, results, and kindness. So this is what we stand for at Visions Internships. And we are very excited and happy to support young professionals, even though, and many of you guys are, I don't expect you to read my mind because I've so many years focusing on young professionals, but the main gist of my company now is to support the right people inside of an organization, helping them set up, run, and scale a customized internship program that is part of your company's growth goals. So whether you're for-profit or nonprofit, that's really what we do primarily at Visions Internships. And again, this conference happens to be at the end of May. So very happy to support our young people as well. And a huge thank you to some of our sponsors. A huge thank you to our young people. So Brian Lewis Cummings, Ashley Bomba, Bianca Vale, Daniel Triana, and Amy Oliveira. We could not be here without you. And a massive shout out to one of my team members, Aruj Tariq of Visions Internships. And then I just wanted to share this, you guys. This is so fun. So we're already saving the date for next year's Career and Leadership Conference. And we determined, especially because the third Friday in June fell on Juneteenth, we wanted to bump it to the next Friday, which happens to fall on 6/26/26. Isn't that fun? I thought that was so cool. So of course, that is the date for the upcoming Career and Leadership Conference. And we do have opportunities for other young people to serve on our planning committee, which is a wonderful leadership development opportunity where you're getting coaching and mentorship while pulling off a great conference. You can certainly add that to your resume, cover letter, LinkedIn. And I am more than happy, and the other mentors on the planning committee would love to provide you guys with that recommendation, especially on LinkedIn. That's very valuable. So tell us if you would like to be considered for the 2026 CLC Planning Committee. And one of the criteria is that you do attend one conference before you actually apply to be part of the planning committee. So let me know if you are interested in that opportunity. And that is it, my friends. People can register at the CLC link here. Let me just double check. This should be working. Yep. And this is what the link looks like for people to register. And then they can find the program that we just went through in detail right here where it says click here in blue to view the detailed program. So that is all I got for you, my friends. I need to... Actually, I'm calling a young person. I have a call right about 2:50 right now, actually. So I do need to run. And then I'm heading out to get my little one off the bus in this very hot day. I hope you are hydrating. I hope you have something fun planned for the summer. And I hope that something in what I shared is useful to yourself or someone you know. Obviously, we have a lot happening this month for young professionals. As I mentioned, again, just a super quick recap, guys, whether you're a young person or an organizational leader, if you happen to be around Westboro tomorrow, I do my first Friday Coffee with Amy. That's from 2 to 4 o'clock at Coffee and Pie in Westboro. So let me know. And first 3 coffees are on me. You may decide to go with the cold, whatever floats your boat. Then we have a week from Friday. So a week from tomorrow, we have on Lucky Friday the 13th, we have a career mapping tutorial at 2 o'clock for young people. The following Wednesday, we have the Get Support Before You Submit session. That's from 12 to 1 for young people, helping them live feedback and coaching on their cover letter, resumes, LinkedIn, etc. And then the big conference, the Career and Leadership Conference for Purpose-Driven Young Professionals. It only happens once a year. And this program this year is just honestly off the charts. I say that with humility. So grateful for all the people on the planning committee, the speakers, the sponsors, you guys, and there's still time to register. And we are taking a couple more sponsors as well if you happen to get this and want to be part of the action. Let me know, my friends. I'm going to end this stream and I wish you a wonderful day. Hope you stay cool and we'll talk soon.